The Morning Wave on Mix 93.8.
We're in 16 after 11. George, it is wonderful to see you, my friend.
Hey, how's it going, Sam? Always great to be here.
Yeah.
You two ladies, the rock stars of radio.
Thank you.
And of course, hello to all the listeners.
Yeah.
You guys are the rock stars of our show. Thanks.
Listen, I'm so grateful that you're here in studio, and it's always nice just to see you, every so now and then, because what you deal with is something that we kind of have to constantly be monitoring, whether it's the price of gold or the price of diamonds, or getting to a point where we're digging a bunch of things out of our cupboards and our wardrobes and thinking, who can I call? So George, take us through who Dukes is, what is it that you do, and then we'll get into some of the other nitty-gritties.
Yeah, 100%. Dukes Gold and Diamond Exchange. We buy all your old jewelry. We buy gold, diamonds, platinum. We buy fancy watches like Rolexes, Cartiers, Patek Philippe, all those type of things. We buy Krugerrands, we buy gold coins, we buy medallions, we buy loose diamonds. Yeah, we're a jack of all trades.
And of course, you've been in the business for several years with a very, very good reputation as well, correct?
That's correct, yeah. Our most important asset is our clients, and reviews mean a lot to us.
Yeah.
And, we've got stunning reviews from our clients, and we really appreciate it. It's a simple philosophy. If you look after your clients will look after you. That's it, and it's done wonders for us. It is what it is.
And George, what we've also seen in previous conversations that we've had is that there's also an educational aspect to things, what to do and what not to do. Of course, you had one conversation with me in here where you had this gadget that you brought in to look at the lab-grown diamonds, which is a very important conversation to touch on.
Yeah, 100%. Lab-growns were coming in a big way about a year ago.
Yeah.
Very difficult to distinguish between a lab and a lab-grown diamond and a normal diamond. It's almost impossible. They are exactly the same right down to the atomic element.
Oh.
So you can't look at it and say there's a difference. I mean, they took a lab-grown diamond into the New York Diamond District, and the guys were offering millions of dollars to buy it because they thought it was the real thing. Truth was, it was a lab-grown. And lab-growns are 100th of the price, if that, of a real diamond.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no investment value in it. It comes back to the old: if you give your wife or your to-be wife a lab-grown, or if you give her a real diamond, what will she take? And the truth is, that ladies like the real thing, and that's how we price the stuff. Yeah. And the guy that was actually there was a movie made about this, and it was quite an interesting documentary. Yeah. And they said to him, listen, have you ever given someone you love a lab-grown? And he was reluctant to answer, but he answered yes. And then they skipped away and they came back later and they said, well, what was the reaction? And he said, not good.
Of course.
And you could see that the truth is she didn't want a lab-grown. She wants the real thing.
The real deal.
Yeah, 100%. It's made billions of years ago. It's not made in a laboratory by man.
Yeah, overnight.
It is. Yeah, exactly.
So, George, there's a question on the WhatsApp line. Somebody was asking if lab-grown diamonds aren't clearer than the real deal.
No, now lab-growns can be grown, well, they can be grown to be included, which are little marks inside a diamond, or they can be grown where they're perfectly clear. You get all types of lab-growns. You get from the yellows all the way to pure white. You get from heavily included all the way to flawless. You get well cut, badly cut. It's it's exactly the same as a diamond, but the value, there's no value to it. You can walk into a diamond dealer's office with a 10-carat lab-grown D-flawless. He won't buy it from you.
Wow.
Finished and klar.
Wow.
You walk in there with a 1-carat JSR1 and you'll fork out cash immediately. There's just no investment value in it. No one wants to buy them, and that's what we've seen happen now. That's what I wanted to mention in the last month or two.
Yeah.
There's been a huge move away from lab-growns, and people are coming back. They want the real deal. It happened the same thing with cubic zirconias when they came out a few years ago. Everyone was up in their arms thinking, cubics are going to take over diamonds.
No.
You cannot replace the real thing. God's stuff is God's stuff.
Absolutely. And this is, of course, the process that you take very seriously. I mean, if you're, en route to buy a diamond from somebody, you go through this process.
100%.
Of course.
We have to check everything.
Yeah. And I believe that one or two of the customers, didn't even know themselves, because I think also, just like anything, whether it's a car, whether it's a wash, we need to do our research. We need to know that we're buying things from reputable businesses and that it is legit. So, of course, when we come into the conversation around diamonds and gold and that sort of thing, we need to be checking the What is
Oh,
it?
the price.
Yeah, the
price
prices.
has rolled.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, what's happening? When's the best time to sell and buy?
The best time is right now.
Yeah.
I tell you what, the best time to sell any of your stuff is always when you need money. You know, and there's always a time when we need money. If you've got stuff lying around in the jewelry box, or if you've got stuff in the cupboard,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people chuck it out. I was at a client that was in Springs, and she had a bomb worth of stuff sitting in a cupboard.
Wow.
And she thought it was rubbish. She was going to give it away to the friends and other people. And then I said, hold on a second, let me just have a look at it before you give it away.
Yeah.
Way over 100,000 rands worth of stuff that she was just going to lob. So don't just chuck out. Give us a call. There's no cost for us to come to you. We go out to our clients. I was at a client this morning. She couldn't go out, unfortunately.
Okay.
Hopped in the car. We went to go see her. And honestly, I'll show you the bag that we bought from her. We paid 25,000 rand.
Wow.
I mean, it's tiny. Let me just pull it out. You have a look. And then you'll get an understanding of what's worth 25,000
Oh
rand.
my goodness. Can I have a look at that? I
Yeah.
mean, we're looking at things that to the person might seem like
Junk.
not really much, just
Yeah, it
junk,
looks like
you know?
junk. Yeah,
and
100%.
it's the real deal, bag full of gold.
100%.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, a few months ago, it would have been a third of that price. Not a third, I'd say about 2/3
Yeah,
of that
yeah,
price. But it's just gold is really high at the moment. Diamonds have bounced back. There's a new price list for diamonds where the prices increase per dollar per carat. So
Yeah.
it's a really fantastic time to sell.
And I mean, what's great, George, is that, you know, we're looking at everything and anything from necklaces to earrings, rings as well. I mean, in the beginning you mentioned watches, and I mean, this is like some vintage stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it can be broken, it can be new, it can be used, it
Yeah.
can be bent, and anything like that. And even if it doesn't look real, I always advise my clients, I say to them, listen, just pull it out of the jewelry box. You know, there is no cost to you
Yeah.
for me coming to you and checking the stuff. It's all mahala. I'm there at no cost to you. Chances are you're sitting on a small fortune. Let me have a look at it and make an offer.
Stunning.
And I tell you, 11 out of 10 times, they are shocked and they are really happy with the results.
Oh,
And that's why we
George.
get the reviews we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, you know, like we said in the beginning, it's repeat customers, you know, coming back and saying, listen, you know, the service that I got the last time was top tier. So, yeah, I got more.
100%.
So, of course, on the website, you know, it's made very easy for any type of client and customer, and your contact details are there, and then you can also book an appointment as to when you can come through to them. So you're saying now is the best time to buy? And sell.
To sell.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, look, irrespective of what time of the year it is, because I remember last year towards the end of the year, we were saying, oh, you know, now's the time to just, you know, clear out and do whatever you need to do. But there is no better time than now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah?
You know, you've got, I don't know, school fees. You've got stuff that you need for the house. You want to go on that holiday that you've been planning for years.
Yeah.
There's medical emergencies. Whatever you can imagine.
yeah.
I mean, this stuff can pay for it if you have it in the cupboard. You know, and a lot of people hang on to stuff because they say it's sentimental. And I respect that. I really do.
Yeah.
But the last thing the people that left that to you is wanting you to suffer.
Just hold on to it.
Yeah,
and then
hanging on for the sake of hanging on. You don't have a loaf of bread in the house, but you're hanging on to the stuff for the sake of sentiment. Unfortunately, sentiment doesn't put bread on the table. It really doesn't, you know.
Got a question here on the WhatsApp line. Besides being natural and supply and demand, what determines the price of diamonds?
The want of a woman. It's
What?
quite simple.
You're pointing fingers, George. There are two ladies sitting in the studio here.
And they're rock stars. They are. No, it is. You know what? If you speak to the guy that does the pricing is called his name is Rappaport. All right, and he makes up the pricing of every single cut diamond on the planet. Now it's a report that gets sent out once every few months from New York, and they go to places like De Beers and they speak to them and they see who and how much the sales are and how much is being polished in India. You know, India is the
Sure.
largest polisher of diamonds on the planet.
Yeah.
And they look at the demand. And the demand is out for ladies. When a man gets on his knee, he doesn't get on his knee with a piece of plastic. 9 out of 10 times he's on his knees with a diamond, and that's when they're buying it. And the ladies want it, and the more they want it, the higher the price pushes, or the lower the price pushes.
Correct.
And that goes back to that. You know, simplified, it is for the want of a woman, but it goes back to how many, you know, what's being polished, what's being mined, how long it's taken, what the costs are involved. So it's quite a story.
And I think, you know, essentially what you're saying, George, is that there's also a story behind these diamonds, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
There's a story, the history of it, you know, where it's from, you know, how it got to where it is today. So I think that's also quite special, you know?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, given the time to propose or whatever it is, right? I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. So George, if anybody wants to find you on the socials, visit the website, even book an appointment, how can they do so, my friend?
Well, we're all the social media platforms, of course. We've got our website, which is Dukes GDE Golf Delta Echo.co.za. We're on Facebook, Dukes Gold and Diamond Exchange. We're on Instagram. We're on at YouTube. You name it, we're there. You know. And then of course my cell phone number, which is 072 048 6812. If you want to reach out, just give us a shout. We can set up an appointment at your convenience and come through and see you.
Fantastic. Got a message from JP who's actually asking for the number. So JP, I'm going to respond to your message on the WhatsApp line and share that with you as well as the website. George, any parting words for the listeners?
No, I just wanted to say thank you once again for all your support. You guys have been great. I cannot say thank you enough to you guys, and it's a tough time to be in business for anybody.
Yeah.
But you guys have really helped, and you guys have been there for us, and we're truly grateful for everything that you guys are and do for us.
Grateful for you, my friend. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll definitely see you soon. This is home. You know this.
For sure. Thank you, guys.
The Morning Wave on Mix 93.8.